I was just remembering, I'll do a recap of what happened last time, but I was just remembering the Charlian forum members just showing up in Razadhan after we'd taken care of like as much as we could. And then they're like, hey, we got this spaceship that can take you to safety. And they're like, and everybody's like, dude, where have you been? And they just stood out so much with their white robes in the like the burning smoky air of smoky lands and everything. Like you missed the train, guys. All right. Last time on MSQ, we finished up in Thavnair and watched as what's the dragon's name again? Vitra. We watched Vitra reveal that he is the real satrap, and that he's actually been running everything from the what would be the right wording for this? We've been running everything from behind the scenes for like 100 years. And then of course Charlene shows up and says, "Hey, we can take you to safety." And now we are going to go and head back to the Crystarium and see if we can somehow talk to La Habrea after he got sealed in the Crystal Tower, which is a little bit of a jump in my mind. Like, I feels like, I don't know if canonically Almarad is still under the sea there, but it was still there after Emmet disappeared, so why isn't it there now? Why can't we go and try and like talk to Hythlodeus or something? Anyway, I think I talked to everyone last time. Let's go and talk to Thancred first to see. Should Reen ask any questions, don't hide the truth from her. If anything, see if she has any insights to offer. Yeah, we did all this last time. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to Grahatia. Get started. Return to the Crystarium. Grahatia has something he wishes to give you. Take this, Brilliant, my spirit vessel. Oh, he still got it? Guess it makes sense. Oh right, he used it in post Shadowbringers MSQ when we were in Az's Law. Empty now, of course, but it should allow you to operate the tower system in umbilicals, however you say this. If even the smallest fragment of Elidibus' essence remains, it should be possible to locate it. I said La Habrea earlier, I meant Elidibus. As for access to the umbilicus, pray seek out Lena for assistance. Chances are she still stands watch at the Ancestor Gate. Should she or anyone else ask me, tell them I'm living my life to the fullest, that I am happy, hardships and all. That's nice. Well, we had best be on our respective ways. God's willing, we will see each other again ere long. Well, let's head over to the Crystarium then. Let's see, how much is it? 527, sure. I still got the Crystarium as a favorite destination because it's a bit out of the way and I still go there occasionally. Alright, where's Lena? Outside, of course. Same place that we met her at the very beginning? Yep. Let's head on out there and go talk to her. Let's see, there she is. Brilliant, you have returned. I don't remember how to do her accent. Have you been well? You and the others? As well as can be. We've no shortage of troubles, but, well, we're well enough. Yeah, that's about right. Then things are much the same for you as they were here. My lord is doubtless enjoying himself. He said this to you? Those exact words? Oh, to know that he is happy, it fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Brilliant, for taking care of him. Yeah, old Crystal Grandpa. When next you see him, Pray tell him not to overexert himself, futile a request though it is. True. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. If I had to mention our one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages over how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most are of the mind that the Settlement Council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our lord. No one could. Have we recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say that there have been. Curious that you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Reen came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late, prancing around with her girlfriend. She and the other Crystarium youths just hosted a festival, you see. Oh, right, the festival. That was mentioned in the Eden series. It proved so popular that there are already plans for another celebration, one much bigger than the first. Between her preparations for the festival and the restoration of the empty, she struck me as happy and full of life. So when I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I dare say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to broach the subject with her? Well, I gotta relay Thancred's message anyway. Do you wish to enter the umbilicus? Very well. I shall fetch the key at once, and take the opportunity to find Irene. Please wait for me in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity. Shall we say? I will be along as soon as I can. Alright, let's head over to the Cabinet of Curiosity, and wait for Irene and Lena to head on over, meet up with us. I suspect we're gonna meet someone else, though. Just trust me. I may have seen a couple names when I was glancing at the quest list. Alright, let's wait here. Following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel pending duty fighter. Well, that sounds like fun. But you guys got your popcorn? Because it's probably going to be some pretty fun cutscenes. Do my old eyes deceive? Is that truly brilliant? Ah, the librarian and the dog. Ha, it is! Full of glad am I to see you. Hail and hold, my friend. What a wonderful surprise it is to have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we were planning to produce a tomb chronicling events from the Flood to the Knight's Return. From this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours would be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute to chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel between the rift, knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. There is no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you could indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many formidable foes. Among them, who offered the greatest struggle? Let's see, Titania, driven mad by light and loneliness, Bothri and his misguided self-righteousness, Hades, who bore the burden of his people. This may come as a surprise, but it's probably going to be that they were really easy, but let's say Emet. Ah yes, Hades, he who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was the final obstacle in your quest to restore the night, your battle in the depths of the tempest, the stuff of epics. Yet, compelling as it is, I worry that mere words wouldn't do justice to that faithful confrontation. Not that we think to admit it entirely, of course. No, at the very least, we will impress upon readers that it was the climax of your hero's journey. I know you'd love to talk her ear off, Morin, but we really should be on our way. Those documents from Yulmore won't collect themselves. Of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your treatise. Till next time, then. Do tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular. Remind me not to overexert himself. Remind him, of course. Everybody's gonna keep saying it. Again and again until his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. I'm just gonna keep doing different voices for the dog. Let's see, who we're gonna meet now. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? Oh, okay, it's the kids. I figured we'd run into the kids here. It's her! It's really her! What are you doing here? If you're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. Sure. Let me just toss it over my shoulder real quick. Oh, great medicine, yes. Best not, Riki. You'd only give her a stomach ache. We've come to see Morin to get his advice. One of the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight. But first, we need to choose a fighting style. While I know I want to be a mage, Arkil isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide, so I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows about lots of things. He isn't here? Aww. Oh, why don't we ask the Warrior of Darkness to choose for you? What do you think suits Arkil best? Axe, sword, or bow? I don't know. Or smiting your opponent in an axe. Or protecting your friends, the sword. Or fighting and hunting both, the bow. And we'll just go with sword. The sword? If you took up the sword, you could be just like... Brandon, the Warrior of Light. Or Brandon. Yeah, that's right, I said the right name. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular, though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style, and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I hope to have a bout with you, kid. I don't think you understand what this God Slayer is capable of. Such a big fuss she's been having, basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does she spare a thought for me? Of course not. Who's it gonna be? I think I know who it is. Oh, okay, no, right. Different person. I waited and waited and waited, but she won't be so much as acknowledge the presence of her beautiful branch, even though they're not right here. Such a heartless thing our sapling is. Cold, cruel, and heartless! Fail, and you? Oh, faithful Fail, loveliest of branches, how I have missed you. Don't you have more important things to do, your majesty? If you truly missed me, you should have cried for me at the top of your lungs the instant you arrived. To make up for it, you'll have to call with twice the passion next time, though for there to be a next time, it's a few struggles to overcome. So, my adorable sapling, the world is on the verge of destruction, is it? Oh yeah, of course she would know. She can go between the realms. How do I know this? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. Would that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate of we Fey folk is bound to that of the star. Whither it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. I'd prefer if you didn't. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. Ah, but here are the ones you are waiting for. I wonder, what manner of conclusion awaits at tale's end? I feel like I did the Heartless pretty good. My apologies for the delay. Brilliant! It's so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave it to you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. I thought that would be more of a popcorn cutscene, but it seemed like it was more like chores. Wonder if any of those are actually gonna make much of a difference. Like, are we gonna see the kid training with a sword later? And then what else did we answer? We answered who the biggest, the most hardest boss was. Either way, let's go ahead and talk to Reen and continue on. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling, like a pit in my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken to Heidelin, never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered, as if that immense something was distance, then close, then distance again. And then, the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling that I had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the star shower. But then I blinked and everything was normal. The next day, no one said a thing. No one else had seen what I'd seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of my half-remembered dream. That's interesting. Brilliant? What are you not telling me? Well, Thancred did say to tell her everything. I have to know. Please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Almorat has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the First. So don't worry about us. Please, look only into the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, you may be assured we won't go quietly. No, we'll hold on until we can find a way to save all our worlds. So long as you continue your fight, so too will we, united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. Well, nothing's happening in the First, but seems like Green is seeing visions of it, of the final days. Well, that can't be good. Go ahead and continue on. Hope upon a flower. Green wears a look of steely resolve. You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult with Elidibus, right? I'll do some consulting of my own and speak with Lena. Decide how we might best prepare for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again, I'm certain of it. Yep, I'm sure we will. But let's head over to the Crystal Tower and see if we can talk with Elidibus, which still seems kind of weird to me. Okay, gatekeep, let me in. Ah, Mr. Sprillian, welcome back. The captain has told me all. Give the word and I shall show you to the ocular. Sounds good. What was it, popcorn time? Heh. Be pretty cool if we actually just found someone sitting in there. But no. And that's a big crystal. Seems a bit bigger than...
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business.
Seems a bit bigger than they were in Shadowbringers. Maybe we just never actually held one.
Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity. Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
There's little Elpis.
My friends. No more than a dream. Oh. You. Why have you awakened me? I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
But you see, I kinda killed him. And now we got the final days upon us again.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear.
Kind of karma, but at the same
if
time.
this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the convocation.
Oh, that could be helpful.
Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
Yeah, just thank you.
I do this not for you. I merely perform my duty, as I have ever done. Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and
Oh, that's
hate.
interesting. Does he hate himself for not being able to stop it? The point where he snapped.
Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
Oh, really?
A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes. That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived.
Oh, something.
Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis. No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart.
Please explain.
My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief.
Wait, time?
In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower,
Well, that's useful.
which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy. As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment. Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change.
Well, doesn't that just help with paradoxes?
For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come.
But that's kind of what we did with
In
Shadowbringers.
full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
Sure. I'm sure we can trust you, Elidibus.
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic.
Well, this is gonna be interesting.
The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular. All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act? Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting, in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back. Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden, and the solitude.
The framing on this is great.
It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
I expected that to go a little differently, but still pretty cool. Flying through space. So, are we at Elpis now? Oh, okay. A bunch of Almaratines. in their full 3-meter tall height. So it's like 3 or 4 meters, because my character is like 2 meters almost, or a little over, because including the ears. Yeah, this I was gonna say it looks a lot like Amarat's architecture, or a bit like. Let's go see if we can attune. Sure, looks like an aetheryte crystal. Oh, I can't. Oh, there we go. Device is reminiscent of an aetheryte. Perhaps it's possible to attune with it. Despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume it operates differently. Okay. Try and talk to some people. Although Elidibus said that we probably won't be able to... They won't be able to see or interact with them. The man stands dutifully by the aetheryte-like device, a guide for this facility in all likelihood. You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. As Elidibus warned, it appears your form is intangible. Well, that's not going to stop me from talking to this conversing woman. She's not wearing her mask. Or is that a woman? Oh, well, it says woman. This is the right place, right? Propleon? I don't know how you say that. Judging by the woman's words, this facility is called Propleon. Your attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing. It seems neither does she. Well, let's see what else we got here. Talk to this guy? Yep. Be pretty funny if we run into Hythlodaeus or something. The remarkably large man wears black robes and a half-mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Mare Lamentorum in the recreated Amarat. It would seem you have made it to your destination. You gesticulate wildly and shout all manners of greetings and vicinities, but the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. Well, I guess let's head outside. You suspect the door leads outside, but how to open it? Well, just press the interact button. Let's make your turn off auto advance.
And here we are,
Ooh.
Elpis.
I know that voice.
Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor?
Ooh.
Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while. You're welcome to stay as long
You
as
saw
you
that
see
model
fit, of
earlier on the
course.
moon.
As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
We know those mannerisms.
Come now.
There we go.
Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
His red mask, right? Yep.
Satisfied?
Man with familiar voice. As if we don't know who it is.
Cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
playing Almirad theme in the background, I think. I can barely hear it with my tinnitus.
By the by, you see it too, yes?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
Emmett, please.
That's odd. It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's. Do you suppose she created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's her spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Who do you take me for?
At this point, they should just put
Why,
the Emmett
a
name tag
dear
on it.
friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded.
We technically don't know the other person's name yet. Well, actually, we do, but you'd have to think a bit
I
to figure
suggest
it
you
out.
close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant. You may open your eyes.
Oh, now we're whole. And we're normal height? Or Almiratine height?
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings. I
There
am
we go.
Elidibus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect. Sulking beside me is the most honorable emet-selch of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend?
Instead of old friend.
A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words.
Yeah, in Almirad, he said old friend.
So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here?
That's a better question. I seek a man named Hermes. I want to learn about Elpis. Right, are we looking for Hermes or are we just trying to look through Elpis to find a clue? It doesn't matter, but...
Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If she truly wished to be here, then she would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is emet-selch's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
Yes.
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree?
Good point. I love how today's just completely destroying Emmett in every single sentence.
Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here.
I mean, for what we know, that makes sense.
Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge. Elpis.
Oh, wait a minute. This sure looks a lot like the Labyrinthos. Well, I guess it's just because it's all foresty and stuff. Never mind. Oh, there's the dog. And Vina. I mean, Heidelin?
This presence.
Ooh.
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
Little blue bird. I'm sure she'll be perfectly harmless.
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
Well, this is fun. This is really fun. Also, this looks great. Place looks amazing. In case you didn't know, it's rude to stare. Stop. Okay, Emmett. This is hardly my first time here, but that scenery never fails to take my breath away. I know, man. It looks great. Why, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give a shape to ether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. Yep. And this looks great.